Hey, this is Life, Tech, and Sundry. Join Alan, Marcos, and Josue, the hosts of LTS. Follow us at LT Sundry on Twitter, LTS.pod on Instagram, Life, Tech, and Sundry on YouTube, and all your favorite podcast distribution services. Stay frosty.
Hi, welcome to part 2 of the LTS podcast. Remember, these podcasts are posted, the audio version at least, are posted every Tuesday of the week, unless otherwise told. And there's a video portion of this podcast that is on YouTube. So if you'd like to follow that one, follow the links in the description. So, see you then. Marcos out.
So we kind of got a little bit distracted with the New York City and the Katrinas.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we just are you any of you guys are gonna go?
Oh,
No.
I
Check
think I
them out.
shared it. My brother took pictures. Like, I gotta go. He said, I gotta go see it, and he took.
I want to go and see them.
El Charro Negro's over there. La Llorona's over there.
I'd rather stay home then.
It's like, miss me.
That's the
but
case.
That's
dare you.
kids' tales, man.
I'd rather go to the German restaurant then.
Yeah, let's go,
let me
man.
for
Let's
the
go. I want to
schnitzel.
go.
He gets off the next stop. But yeah,
Next stop, German restaurant.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But what's the lore? Do you find any lore with the charro and all those things, like being brought to the big apple?
Nah, I mean, I don't really find it. I find it to be kind of like, is this what Mexico is like? Is this the best Mexico has to offer as our representation? No, I'm lying, bro.
Who let him cook?
But I think it has to do around the death of the day of the death. I think that's why they picked the see, the thing is that these are like growing up, you know, like La Llorona, El Charro Negro, and all these. They're like kids' tales. So it's something that is, in a way, is magical and is like a little mysterious, and it goes with the Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead is kind of like mysterious because, you know, you make your friend out when you cook everything and you put it on the table for the, you know, to honor the ones, your loved ones that already passed away. So in a way, I guess they wanted to capture that magical, you know, feeling in something physical. So I think that's why they went with that theme, along with the Charro Negro and the Catrinas. Not so much as like, you know, is this what, you know, the best of Mexico, you know, has to offer? I think it had to do more like with the
They brought
theme
a lot
and
of
like
flowers and everything. Dead flowers, the big orange ones.
the orange ones, exactly.
I'm about to say they brought dead flowers.
They're gonna make a mess. They're gonna put up
Aren't
flowers.
those just marigolds?
Yeah, you're talking about Cempasúchil. Yeah.
Cempasúchil.
Flor de Muerte.
Yeah. So I hope nobody takes it the wrong way. What I mentioned earlier before, but what I really think is like it's a hodgepodge of like different types of I guess aspects of honoring the dead or whatever their inclination to what the day actually is. Because I kind of think it's a hodgepodge or a mix of different parts of culture, of Mexican culture, mixed with the people that were originally there, and then whatever the Spanish / Roman Catholic
French.
came through and kind of like added to whatever culture was there beforehand. Because again, like pre-Hispanic type of culture had one flavor, and then whatever the Spanish came or whatever conquistador came through and added to the mix, you can clearly see it portrayed in these types of celebrations where it's not wholly one-sided pre-Hispanic, but it's not also wholly one-sided, you know, I guess post Hispanic culture. And I think it's just that mixing and melding of two different cultures trying to find their way of how they can keep, I guess you can say, celebrating or honoring whatever beliefs they had about the afterlife. And I've never particularly understood it nor participated in it, so I don't have like too much to say about it. But that because I guess to put it bluntly, I'm just like an outsider looking in, and opposed to like I have actually participated in any of that type of celebration. But I don't know what your guys' 2 cents on that is. Like, have you guys actually done anything that pertain to El Dia de los Muertos? Like, have you colored your face or dressed up or participated or done ofrendas or I think the closest thing I've ever participated in is eating bread, sweet bread, but that's every like I could say every weekend.
It's every weekend.
It's every weekend. Like I'll eat like sweet bread, not necessarily pan de muerto, but like hojaldras, conchas, volcanes, yoyos, whatever other sweet, delicious sweet bread that could be found, not just during this time period, but all year round. But I don't know. What's your guys' take on this?
Isa, what's your like?
Well,
did you ever take the school over there in Mexico, like with the season, with the holidays? Like, what's your experience?
it's very. I mean, it's more like what you can. Let's something that you guys can relate will be like in the U.S. compared to Halloween. A lot of people don't celebrate Halloween in other countries, but here in the US, Halloween is a little bit big, because let's say grown-ups do dress up, go out, and they tend to have like contests.
I want to be Superman.
Oh, exactly. You can dress up your favorite character and everything. It doesn't have to do anything with the Day of the Dead. I'm just kind of like a comparison as far as like
right.
The culture, like what is to be permitted, or like let's say kids go out, dress up as like Mickey Mouse or Elsa, like their favorite character, or like a little pumpkin, and then they just ask for candy. So basically as a kid is more like a fun tradition, because you get to dress up like your favorite character, you go and get candy, come back home, and your parents are not going to yell at you for eating more than 2 pieces of candy.
Just be careful about those poison needles.
What poison needles?
Or what, the apple?
I remember
candy
like
apples?
for the last couple of years, like that's been a big issue. And I'm sorry to cut people off, or you, Israel, off. It's just that I remember just right now when you mentioned candy, it's like that was like some of the bigger issues that were
Growing up as a
being
kid, yeah.
like
Really?
there was like broken glass or like drugs mixed inside
Fentanyl?
candy. Yeah, that was last year actually. We actually talked about this last year, right?
I don't remember.
I think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
man, nobody
Isha,
can
I'm
any
sorry,
of that.
bro. I'm sorry about cutting you off.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, growing up in Mexico, the thing is that the whole, El Mercado changes. What they do is that they, sell stuff related to ofrendas. You go and clean your, the tombs. You go to the cemetery, you clean the tombs. You let's say you put like a little bit of a dish of their favorite, the person's dish that
That's
they
what
used to love it. Like, let's say a drink. They make candy specifically for those occasions. They're just it's sugar and made into like a little lamb or like a little piggy or some, something along the lines. And also I remember my grandma, it used to be like a big deal for her because she used to put candles and then burn the incense and decorate the table and put the cempasúchil flowers, which are the yellow flowers, and they put the pictures of the people that she, that pass away, that she loved. And then we used to say a prayer just to make sure they're good, their souls are, well-being, and they're looking out for us. So in that sense, it was like a tradition that I actually did live through. So people may look at it, view it differently, which is understandable because they it's not something they were raised with. In my case, it brings me happiness simply because I was involved with grandma, with abuelita, and also just seeing the whole town change and become a little more docile, and then become a little more passive, like more a little bit the mood change it. Instead of being like happy, it was more like nostalgic, mood and the smell of the incense and the flowers. So it was just more like was it anise? I mean, I don't remember what scents they used to burn, but so in that sense, like I said, it does bring me memories. And when here in the Big Apple, I mean, to be honest, New York City is one of the pinnacles that you can argue, say that, and to bring something from your own town to represent you, and then about the stories about El Charro Negro. Like late at night you were telling those stories, and then you hear, and then just in the middle of New York City, like a figure. Some people may look at it like, oh, cool, no? Yeah, but you have a deeper understanding of of those stories and what happened in your magical town that you grew up with. So to me, like I said, it's more like I feel proud. Just it might be a simple tradition back in our country, but in a way it's a big deal because we still have that. It's something that brings us together, opposed to other families that may not have such a strong roots to say, what can I bring to New York City that's gonna have like a wow factor. It's something that's the way I see it, and I interpret it that way. But again, it's just something that I did live through it, so that's why I see it that way. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. This now. Yeah, no, I like growing up with it in the school system. I also got a taste of it from elementary school to graduation, wherever I left education. But again, it's not only being involved, not like, even if you didn't believe it, it's the thing of you being with the family that do follow it. Now, in the super pragmatic way, the messes, I would say, why the flowers they're making a path of flowers, the petals and everything on the floor, and like towards the main entrance of the house, or towards because you have a house and then you head los patios, not to the main entrance, at the gates. You'd leave like a flower petal path. I guess it's like the highlighted path for your your place where you put your pedestal for your deceased family members. You leave mole, you'd switch out foods and all those things for the entire month. And they would do the same thing to teach it over there in the middle elementary schools. And they'd have events like Dia de los Muertos or the whole marketplace. They'd have little stalls in October. It was like a little convention, like a Comic-Con thing. We could do science or history, do little presentations here and there, and for the entire month of October, the stalls, the street market would be open. And like at 11 o'clock, you could still, or 12 o'clock, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, like you could still walk around, buy little puppet, like puppets and all those things, candies, flowers, those flower businesses. Those are like local, right? Like, that's a big business just to bring all those flowers for that 1 month, be growing them, and just for the exclusive use of this memory. It's a very niche thing, but it's part of the history over there. And obviously, believing it or not, it's just the time of you being with the family. I guess it's not like, some people even put it into like prayers, make prayers, Catholic prayers, and all those things for at the cathedrals, at the churches. They would make, we'll do some misas or something like that, to remember family events aside from the Sundays. They do like at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock misas. And or for school projects, you could they'll go altares in Spanish, altars. Go take your family's altars, to take a picture of family's altars, present it in class, like at civil classes. So see that what's the name of it in English? Clases civiles, like where they teach you about the laws and all those things over there.
Is there a class here for that?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
It's like the only close thing was criminal law over here, but that's
I don't think they have it here in the US. I don't think they have that kind of type of class. Civismo, yeah, exactly. But I don't think.
What's the name of that? I don't know.
Civics classes?
I guess, yeah, but they were part of school. They taught you civics over there as part of the general education.
Nah, they stopped doing that over here a long time ago.
What the? They taught you the Constitution.
Yeah, it was part of the curriculum, but I think once they took out I think the Bible and the good Lord out of prayer and stuff out
everything
of the
went
school.
out the door.
Yeah, basically.
back in my day.
because they still teach religion back in
But in
Latin
private
America.
Catholic school, right? I think here.
No, in public. I mean, not here. No, it's different. Here is different.
Oh,
you need to go
okay.
to religious, private school. But back in Latin America, South America, Central America, they still teach religion as part of the curriculum. That was something interesting. When I was talking to my little niece, she's from Panama, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I have religion." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Wait, what?"
What?
She's like, "Yeah."
Nani?
It was like neat. That was pretty cool. But they also teach you
like chotomat.
what?
Hold up a minute. Oh Lord, that's a long. Yeah, and they test you on it. Like same thing on the okay, these are the rules in the Constitution. This happened here and here and here. Like what's like what?
Geography.
Why?
They teach you geography. They teach you religion. Besides music?
They teach you is what you're saying.
Yeah, English part of the curriculum now.
Oh yeah,
here here's optional. You have the option to take French, Spanish, or
German.
or German, but over there is English. Isn't Mandarin or Cantonese?
Yeah.
That's I'm just okay.
And then Spanish over here as well.
Yeah.
There you go. I pasted the wrong thing. I put it's a long description like explaining civics classes over here in English. Understanding the structure and function of government and all those things like develop critical thinking, learn about rights and responsibilities of a citizen as a citizen, become more engaged as a citizen, improve your English skills.
I see that way. I see why they took it out of the U.S. curriculum.
Talking about that,
Yeah.
Learn about your rights. I only know the second.
Wow.
And your freedom of speech.
Talk about dumbing down
First and
the
second.
society.
Yeah, man.
Develop critical thinking. Yeah.
Quick little fact before I forget. When I was in Belize, they were like, no, Belize. We prefer Belize. They were telling me that they're very grateful for the state of Puebla.
What?
And I was like, that's what I said. I was like, why? And they were like, no, we're very grateful with you guys, because when they find out I was from Puebla and specifically from Jalisco, they're like, we're very grateful for you guys. And we were like, why? And they mentioned to me that 90% of their shrimp, like when they catch all the shrimp, 90% Puebla buys 90% of the entire, yearly, whatever you call it, because they dry it. The small little shrimps, like Puebla doesn't have sea, and when
doesn't
it
have ports, yeah.
doesn't have ports. So when remember when we make del mole con cactus and shrimp, las tortitas de shrimp,
The camarones.
everything comes from Belize. So
No
just
way.
quick little fact. That's why Belize, like I said, you go over there and tell them from Puebla and everything, they're very grateful. They're like, wow, you guys buy all our shrimp, man.
You
It's
guys
like,
eat a
we
lot.
like you. Yeah, we like you.
You guys eat a lot. Thanks, guy.
90%. We consume 90% of. I guess the other 10% they keep, for their own, to consume. But 90% we buy.
You guys eat a lot.
Puebla.
Nice. Question.
So,
Something like they were also
So
saying
what
about
you're saying is don't stop eating shrimp.
Don't
stop believing. Okay.
Well, that's a great song.
Believe what you eat, shrimp.
There you go. So there's also like a different place in Mexico, but the other one was Cholula. I was asking with Ali
Breathe,
and
Marcos,
West
breathe.
Coast, and that have you been to Cholula before?
Yes.
What they say, like I've seen online, and I don't know if it's true that I think that's where the biggest pyramid in the Americas is.
Oh, that I don't know. That
No, but you have to be careful with that one. You have to specify.
Okay, explain.
because you have
There's
to.
I was gonna say there's two type of biggest, like area wise or height wise.
But
So like height wise is the Egyptian pyramids.
I said the American.
But I need to correct you in something. There's no pyramids in Mexico. The reason being said that Egypt is the only one that has the pyramids. Mexico has elevated structures that look like a pyramid. And that was taught to me when I was there in Mexico City, when I went to the La Pirámide del Sol, which by the way, that's
Pyramid of the Sun.
Yeah.
for the tourists, because actually that's not the correct name. The Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon, actually that was a giving name for the tourists to be easier to describe the tour. You can say that, but the names that the official name of them is different, and I don't recall it because it's a little complicated. And they told us about that they're actual elevated structures that look like a pyramid. So, and therefore they're not pyramids.
Does it quack like a pyramid?
No, because it doesn't have the pointy part like the pyramids. They don't. They're cut off.
I think the elevated structures that are in Mexico, I going to the Toltecs, I believe I want to say, I think the names for the sun and the moon pyramid, quote unquote, have been lost in time from what I remember.
Yes.
So
because they don't know what they don't know which one it is for the sun and the moon. You're right.
Lord, yes, you're right.
I believe what happened was that the people that came, that were there originally, that constructed those, it was a big place where a lot of people from other nations kind of made their way and migrated down there, and they just kind of like Google translated into their language. That's why we have Nahual as a language, but it's not the original language of the Toltecs. It just so happens that
it's Nahuatl. I think it's Nahuatl.
Yeah, there you go. I apologize.
Nahuatl is the other. Nahuatl is the other one that's supposed to be a person that transforms into an animal. That's Nahuatl.
That's a shapeshifter.
Shapeshifter. Yes, they go.
A skinwalker, if you will.
Skinwalker.
That's another one.
That's another one.
I got you.
It's the American one. So I think.
Of the sun was in Teotihuacan.
Teotihuacan. There you go.
That's the location, not the name of it.
Right. No, but I believe what happened here was that the people are originally that came to Teotihuacan that speaks that language of Nahuatl, is from here, the United States. I want to say Oregon, maybe Nebraska, and
someone with the M, like
Minnesota,
yeah, something with the cheese place. Oh no.
Oh, that's Wisconsin. That's Wisconsin, I believe.
Because there's pyramids here.
Alabama.
So I believe they made their way, like they made.
No, Marco. We don't have pyramids. We have elevated structures.
Structures that look like pyramids. Yes.
They had a couple of they had more than one groups coming from the U.S. down to.
They followed the Mississippi River.
To Teotihuacan. And then there was I guess you can say a diaspora of different cultures that made their way there, and the city was already in its place before they even got there. It wasn't until they grew as a population and then they kind of took over, but their language, or what we know now as the name and the name even of the elevated structures that are there, are what they call it, not because that's the original names. I think the names were lost in history, and no one really knows who constructed those places, to be quite.
And just to support your what you're saying, Alan, this is let's call it the one for the moon.
Right.
The guy was telling us that one is actually between 7 to 9 structures, because it used to be smaller. But the next ruler was like, no, I want it to be bigger. So they built on top of it. And the next one said, no, I want it to be bigger because, I'm better than the previous one. And they made it bigger. So that structure itself is between 7 and 9 structures built on top of each other. So that's why it's not as big as the one represented the sun, or what we call it the sun. But the moon one is that way. And also that's one of the reasons they don't allow the public to go into that structure.
Right.
Because they don't know how safe it is to, climb it. You can say that because there's several structures. They don't know if they just gonna put it together or how good, they put it together. So that's why another reason they don't allow you to go there. And do not go there. You get in trouble. Bad. Yeah,
someone
you get in trouble very bad.
Right now, Instagram or social media.
It's like you get the chancla.
More than chancla. You get more than chancla. You get 2 chanclas.
So Teotihuacan,
double chanclas.
The names are unknown. The Aztecs who visited the city centuries after it was abandoned named the pyramids Teotihuacan, Sun Mountain, and Mesti, Altepet, which is
You missed
Yeah.
me with the messy.
the moon.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. It's
Messy.
like those names that I could never
But
remember
those are
them.
the Aztec ones. And
Yeah.
then respectively, however, it is unlikely that these were the original names
You know?
used by the people of Teotihuacan. And then the mounds in the US. Yes, there are mounds in the US, dear listeners. The most notable is Mount 34 at Monk Mound in Cahokia, Illinois. Is the largest pre-Columbian mound, aka pyramid. And here it says pyramid, but I'm going to call it mound, in north of Mexico. It was built by the Mississippian culture around 1050 AD and stands 100 feet tall. And then the Memphis Pyramid, which is in Tennessee, was built in 1991, and the 10th tallest pyramid of the world. That's an actual like mall,
What?
also known as the largest pyramid built in the modern era. Yeah, I don't know. The Walter Pyramid in Long Beach, California, is a sports arena. Oh, okay, forget about it. They just
I'll forget it now.
They just
That's
need-
sources.
What is this?
Yeah,
I sent
no,
you
you
the link.
lost me. You lost me for good minute.
the Mount 34 at Monk Mount in Cahokia, Illinois.
So yeah, I going back a little bit to what's over in Mexico and Teotihuacan, like it just kind of makes you think, like, where did these original people come from, or where the hell did they go, and why did they abandon
Cotton Eye
their?
Joe style.
Yeah, I guess so. I think there's a lot more questions than answers to these type of
Well,
questions.
just to give a little bit of input from the guy that was telling us, some of the theories that I have is that the city grew too big, just to the point that it was not sustainable. You know, like if you have, like, let's say New York City, something's gonna have to give. In this case, you know, to live in New York City, you have to pay a lot to live there, you know. But everything is imported, you know, like the amount of food that needs to be imported to the New York City, and the amount of garbage that comes out, you know, out of there daily. I mean, you need a really good system in place. So now imagine back in the days that you had a lot of jungle, a lot of people trying to take over, and then the Spanish came. This is
before the Spanish, you're saying, right?
I think they were saying is that when the Spanish came, kind of type of thing, it was just kind of like, you know, it just got overpopulated, and that's why they think that, you know, when you wonder where all these people got, because it wasn't just Mexico City. You have to understand that it went kind of like down, up and down, you know, of Mexico, and I think it was all the way to Central America and part of South America. So the empire just got too big. You know, it's like you couldn't control it.
Like
The messages just, you know, let's say you send a message not by pigeon, but let's say by someone, it would got to the place where it need to be like in a month or 2 months, because it had to be traveled by, you know, by different ways.
By land.
So by then it was like too late, you know, come and help me. A month later, it's like, oh, they need help.
They're
Another
scouting.
month passed by. It's like, where are they? Oh, they're gone. You know,
They gone.
they're gone. So
They didn't
that's
run. They ran.
that's one theory that the tourist guy was telling us about. But as Alan mentioned, we don't know the fact. We just speculate.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's always great to speculate because it's interesting and fun, and it kind of gives you like the I guess that way of like intrigue and adventure, and it's always cool. But it also kind of begs the question, right? And obviously the people can like try to wrap their heads around it, and it's interesting. Like, being that we're talking about Bronze Age, if not older, you know, what type of technology did they use to create these tall structures? It's kind of like mind-blowing, right? Yeah, Marcos, go ahead, bro.
Recently, they found something up in the lakes by the borders of Canada and the U.S. on that side, like in Minnesota and that area.
You mean
They
the
found-
pyramids of the Great Lakes?
No. Other besides that, they found like bodies and all those things on that area, like mega graveyards of people were being buried. But what they found is that they were all mining, like for minerals.
Oh,
In
really?
that area, in superstructures, they found a mine with very specific molecular structure of copper. and then they
Oh.
traced it to the Egyptians, and then they traced it to the Romans, and then they traced it to that the majority of the copper in the bronze and copper age was from that mine in the North Canada slash whatchamacallit, US Minnesota wildlands. Now it's just plain forest, but the mine was like worked in. It has like the size of the hole is like properly structured up to like 100 miles deep, and it had like not like a dwarven mine, imagine, but it was eaten up by the forest, and somebody just ran into it by accident, and they found it with the military thing, the lidar. Like, what's this hole? And then they sent people like, this looks like it got worked in. There's minerals and then like 100 miles towards where 100 miles there's like a lake and all that infrastructure. They knew that there were natives there, and they asked the natives, oh yeah, they're old native people. The other people were working this area, and they had a developed trade. They found a coin. They found down there. They found like stamped coins of I forgot what kind of not Mesopotamia, like the Byzantine Empire. They found coins from there. Like there was like secret routes that they discovered. Like where is the logistics line? Why did it disappear? But they found the mine. They found the mass graves in the Midwest area, but they didn't find the logistics line, how they got from the Midwest all the way to the old world of Europe and the Egyptians and all that place. Because like, what's up with that? And that's a recent, as in this month, discovery that they don't have hard data. They only found the bodies, the mining utensils, and the mine, and the coin. Like it's just one coin of not an Egyptian one, but of Byzantine or Mesopotamian Empire.
Well, if you're talking about Mesopotamia, then you're talking about like Babylonian,
that area.
Udaritic type of country or nations from. You're talking about roughly over 6,000 years, I want to say, if not
Something like that. Older.
5,000 years. Yeah. Well,
But they can't. This is just right now that they found the bodies. They aged the bodies on average because there's a spectrum. We're respectfully getting permission from the natives because it's also
the U.S. has a rule where it's like if you find anything older or something that's, I guess, pre-Columbian, right? Pre-Columbian, it's subject to the rule of the preservation of Native American artifacts. So you can't really do much with it. It's only by permission of the Native Americans that are in and around that area that can have a say on it, or the federal government.
Yeah.
Like a Smithsonian, if you will, that will take care of the logistics of that. But which also reminds me, I don't know if you guys are aware, I think China has pyramids as well.
Who doesn't have pyramids at this point?
No, you're right, and I think that's the thing that kind of makes you wonder, like how these people in I guess I don't want to say comparative, but like compared to where we are technology wise, how they were able to move such megalithic, stones and stuff and quarried from miles away or kilometers away and then placed in a different place and are, made into these crazy large, elevated structures. That to me is crazy.
Oh, I recently heard something that they were talking about that, but more about the pyramids in Egypt and the Sphinx, and they were talking about that, and the person, they was talking about it. He mentioned something. He mentioned two things. He was like, one, it could be the technology was too advanced for us, like now, and two, maybe it was a technology that it did deserve to be forgotten. So I was like, what? Wait, what?
Who deserve?
Okay.
How do you deserve to have something forgotten?
I mean, just think about nuclear weapons. Would you prefer to have just nuclear weapons, not nuclear energy or plants, nuclear weapons? If you had that just technology, it was never discovered or was forgotten, I think the world may be a little bit safer than it is, See where I'm going?
Yeah. I mean, for example, in Africa, the Eye of Africa, they have developed a theory what it could have been. Right now, that many of the theories are online. I don't know how true they are. They found that allegedly that story of Atlantis could be the Eye of Africa, because they found, like, also in Africa, remnants of a gigantic equivalent of a nuclear reactor, like ancient style, like that was all with irradiated water areas and all those things in Africa that head towards the Indian Ocean. But it was huge, gigantic. Romans have stories about it. All those things, like ancient Greeks have stories about it. Plato wrote it down, or whatever this guy wrote it down. But it's again,
You're talking about Atlantis?
yeah, they have like ancient stories of Plato with the Greeks. But at the same time, like right now, local natives of that area of the eye, where the horn and everything is in Africa, that's called the Eye of Africa, and natives know it that like this, there was a mega civilization here, but disappeared. But you go to the location, it's a desert, and you see the rocks. The rocks are not supposed to be like what Israel was saying. They're not supposed to be here. They dated the rocks and found the structure to be over 1,000 miles in another part of Africa. How would they move this? Unless this entire place was floated, it was on water. Now it's a desert. Like what happened here?
Well, there's always the ongoing theory of like, for every civilization that disappeared, it could be that the whole city the people of the city is up and moved.
True.
So there's always that running theory, and that's like, I think what more likely people would like to lean to is that the civilization didn't just disappear. It's just that the people left, because it could be because of famine. It could have been because of and just that it just got forgotten. Because like, I remember there are some people like saying that there's also like proof of Mayan technology in other parts of the world, but I don't remember what that was or where. But
I mean, we got a search engine. I'm doing
it's like there's always the running theory of like the people didn't just like they didn't disappear, but they just left. And like the proof behind it is that it could be just change of the climates, changing of environments. Maybe something they relied on just disappeared or ran out.
Yes.
So there's always that theory.
It's always fun though. Like
or the meme of it is aliens.
Or a meteor.
Aliens.
To reset the server,
Yeah, that too. Well, no, not meteors, because that's basically a nuclear bomb.
No, let me tell you the story with there's right now another. I shared the one with the. I'm sharing a bunch of stuff on
Let
the
me
chat.
go check.
A bunch of stuff after the Google Maps link that you shared. There's a bunch of them, and the most recent one.
I see the eye of Afriba.
Of Africa.
Okay.
I misspelled it.
Oh, Africa. I thought it was like Afriba.
Arriba. But yeah,
It's a free man.
but yeah, there's a bunch of theories. For example, right now the one that they confirmed was there's some big trenches that correlate to around the world, from the Middle East all the way to the east coast of the US. Did I tell you this one, Jose? Mega trenches over here in the US, like on the east coast. There's like mega trenches. Like right now, they're just swamps and all those things from Florida all the way up to the Carolinas. I think they're called Carolina swamps or something like that. But with LiDAR,
I think you're confusing it with mole men.
yeah, right. They I'll look it up once I finish the story. They found that these are mega trenches that go miles deep, miles long, but they're not deep. It's a swamp area right now, and because of the coastline. But they found what causes these areas: natural erosion, water, all those things. Some of the theories say, like, what if it was an impact? Why an impact? It could have been a regular glacier that just scratching the earth. Long story short, one of the theories is that there could have been a mega meteor impact in the Arabian Peninsula, and they have data for that one over there. That they have data that it used to be a jungle, that entire area, and like they found like a layer of burnt area. But the theory for that one was that it hit with the meteor, and remnants of the meteor and chunks of ice and all those things in the ice age hit the American eastern continent and just ruined whatever it was on the eastern continent, ruining tectonic shifts on this side, and causing a lot of changes, triggering with a big scale. But this is a theory. They still have some people did like they're still working on their doctors, and this like from 2016 onward. I also shared some data for the mounds, if you will, and for the Eye of Africa. And I'm gonna look for
that one.
Or
yes,
this is just Shark Trump.
Yeah, right. But what was the?
Get out, me swamp!
Can you explain the story of the Olmecs? What was it?
Man, the pyramids of the US, they don't look nothing like pyramids, man. That looks like a little.
They're mounds.
Yeah, I mean, it's more like a. like a hill that you see in high school. You know, when you win like.
No. But you see,
Slide into
pyramids come in all shapes and sizes.
Oh, okay. I mean, look at the. I opened the link that Marquitos share. The other ones are like casino-looking things. They're just made of glass. It's not even.
I think there's some also in Russia, right? Pyramids in Russia, and
No
I believe that even in like there's still undiscovered ruins underneath jungles and cliffs and stuff like that, and hills.
In Belize, they were destroying a pyramids because they were like the jungle, like, and everything. They were trying to use some rocks to build other buildings, and they thought they were like excavating dirt and stuff like that, and rocks ended up being pyramids. So since it's a small little country, nobody really pays attention to that. That was the local news when I was there. I was like, what? Wait a minute, what happened? I was like, how come no one's doing anything? And they're like, well,
It's a
it's kind of
UNESCO
small.
site then.
They're not. Yeah, but who's gonna go over there and defend something like that? You know, Belize is a poor country.
Not
Very
even
poor
through
country.
through social media or something like that.
No, I mean, when I went there, social media was. You know the flip phones.
Yeah.
You remember those flip phones? Okay, when I went there, we had flip phones. So
Dang.
if you took a picture, the pixel was so bad you had no idea where you were taking a picture of. You know.
3 pixel.
Now maybe, yeah. Now I can probably, you can do some stuff, but
But this
Back
was like
there-
in the early 2000s.
yeah, I don't remember when I went there, to be honest. It wasn't. I'll say at least it was 10 years ago.
Jeez.
8 to 10 years ago. And think about it. That's not long ago, but technology has moved.
As advanced, yeah.
It's so fast. It's scary.
I don't know. That seems kind of far away from me.
Oh, all right, fine. You were in your diapers.
Damn, I'm calling you
No,
young
I
blood.
was walking these streets.
I'm calling you young blood.
I own these streets at that
You
point.
own the streets.
I shared the link of what the theory of the Olmec tech with Jose.
Oh, thank you.
You want to
Let
read
me
it?
go and check it out. Yeah.
Jose?
The Olmecs, you said?
The Olmecs. Jose?
Yeah, the last
Bless you.
one.
Olmecs or Toltecs?
What do you want me to do?
Is it Olmec or
Olmec.
Toltec?
Here's
what?
Olmec.
Olmec is like
Yeah,
the oldest one, right?
Yeah, can you share? Can you read for the people?
Hold up, wait. I got a better idea.
What?
I got a better idea. Hold up.
Are you gonna screen share and then sound so I can talk to us?
Oh, and I have a cool information to share in a moment.
In the meantime, while he sets everything up,
The theory that Olmec technology was found around the world is based
Can
on
you
the
hear that?
yes.
Yeah.
I could hear it.
similarities between Olmec artifacts and artifacts found in other parts of the world, such as Africa, Asia, and Europe. For example, some people believe that the Olmec heads are similar to the heads of the Ife people of Nigeria, and that the Olmec pyramids are similar to the pyramids of Egypt. Others believe that the Olmec were able to travel to other parts of the world by boat, and that they traded with other cultures. They point to the fact that Olmec artifacts have been found in other parts of the Americas, as well as in Africa, Asia, and Europe. There is some evidence to support the theory that the Olmec were able to travel to other parts of the world. For example, a study of Olmec jade found that some of the jade came from Central America, and some of it came from South America. This suggests that the Olmec were able to trade with other cultures over long distances. However, there is also evidence to suggest that the similarities between Olmec artifacts and artifacts found in other parts of the world are due to coincidence or cultural diffusion. For example, it is possible that the Olmec heads and the Ife heads were both inspired by the same natural phenomenon, such as the skull of a human being. It is also possible that the Olmec pyramids and the Egyptian pyramids were both built independently, without any contact between the two cultures. Overall, the evidence for the theory that Olmec technology was found around the world is mixed. There is some evidence to support the theory, but there is also evidence to suggest that the similarities between Olmec artifacts and artifacts found in other parts of the world are due to coincidence or cultural diffusion. It is important to note that the theory that Olmec technology was found around the world is a controversial one. Some scholars believe that the evidence for the theory is convincing, while others believe that the evidence is inconclusive. more research is needed to determine whether or not the Olmec were able to travel to other parts of the world and share their technology with other cultures.
Cap.
So in retrospect, I call the cap.
Oh.
See?
Either that or it's like it's inconclusive. It sounds
It's
like.
inconclusive. So cap, no. Guilty until proven innocent.
What? Isn't it
What?
the other way around?
Where?
Innocent until proven guilty?
Where?
Here.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about here. I'm talking about the Olmecs. They're guilty of just, being a coincidence until proving not guilty.
So it's innocent.
Eventually. Not right now. Jury's still out. But yeah, that's... I feel like they can make animes out of this, man.
They did.
They did. The one has a Netflix.
What's the name of it?
I mean, technically, Fate is also one of them.
What? Fate?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Don't you remember they added like some, I think Aztec
I need
Talk
sauce.
about
I need sauce.
with that one dragon servant god, but then they turned into a busty woman.
What doesn't turn into a busted woman in anime?
Yes.
A guy. It's not a guy.
Hell, even Miss Kobayashi's dragon maid.
The dragon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The giant one.
What's her friend? The blonde one, right? The dragon. What's her name?
No, he has like multicolored hair, but she's like stuck with a little boy.
And multicolored eyes, I think.
Well,
right?
like she's not stuck, but more like she chooses to be with the guy.
What's her name?
The poor
There?
kid. I forget. What's
The dragon.
It's
Luca.
Luca? Yeah, Luca.
There you go.
Because it's the shortened version of the actual.
Quetzalcoatl.
Gets a yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like
And I think there's a actual like I'm trying to remember. I think there's some confusion that people have between Quetzalcoatl and Huitzilopochtli. I think they confuse those two.
yo.
Yeah.
That's how those are interesting names. What was it?
Huitzilopochtli.
Huitzilopochtli. God dang.
Oh, well, I mean,
Not to be confused with the dish.
yeah, pre-Hispanic names. So you guys want to move on to the next one, or you guys want to keep speculating on, I guess, ancient times?
No. Let's do adventure time.
Anime?
I'm just gonna before we move. I'm just gonna move the one that I was gonna mention before
ahead,
we
yeah.
move on.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
When I was in Panama, and then I went to the Panama Canal, and then of course they give you education about the history and all that. They recently made a movie, and they were talking about how Panama, when it was created, because it's a very young country. It wasn't there before. It rose, from the deeps of the ocean, and then what happened is that, going back to the original topic about the equator and the Tropic of Cancer and how that changes, like the climate and what you're able to grow. When Panama was formed, it divided the oceans and it formed a change the whole ecosystem that impacted all the way to Africa. That, like, let's say people used to get rain in certain parts. Then because when Panama came and then it's formed this kind of barrier, no more rain was actually getting to Africa. So people had to move, they had to migrate around the world to keep chasing the animals, because the animals moved, there's no food, So by Panama being born, it changed the whole entire world. And that's why you got the nomads. And then now when you're talking about the Olmec and all the Olmec people and their pyramids and all that culture, I'm thinking that's why it kind of triggered my, when I was listening to that conversation, that maybe some of that culture, they came walking and then it traveled down, and then that's why some of that culture was brought over here, and then it was passed down. So I'm just gonna that's speculation, the last part, but before about Panama was being born and it changed the whole world, that is true. I mean, check it out, it's pretty cool.
Anima slid into the chat and changed the jungle turned into the rainforest, places died, like turned into deserts. Damn.
So yeah, it's pretty neat. I mean, so go ahead. Let's go to anime.
Okay, can you separate your mic a little bit because it's picking up the breathing. Easier.
Hold on.
Thank
How about
you.
now?
Just a little bit. No, you're good. It was just a little bit. Just a smidge. I got it. But yeah, it was
Okay.
just the breathing. It
Thank
was tripping the system. Okay, anime time.
Dang.
One more thing.
Ladies,
More.
welcome to the
やれやれだぜ
Like your cut, G.
Cool.
Anime time. Also, give us a scoop for the anime. What's the news?
Bonkai, imagine. It's just you see the whole thing just starts changing.
It just fades to black. He drank. He drank.
No, it doesn't fade to black. It just fades to white. And you hear Sankai no touch, and then all your lips just become dry.
I just heard no touch. That's all I heard.
Don't touch.
No touch.
Can't touch.
Sankai no touch.
What's the scoop?
You want me to
I
give
mean-
one?
Yeah.
So, Attack on Titan is about to end anime form. So that's something that a lot of people are, I guess, looking forward to. Some probably negative, some probably positive. So
Is it
that's a piece of news. Attack on Titan? No, it's an
Yeah.
anime.
no like in okay.
As in like anime series.
Mhm.
Like you can watch it on Crunchyroll.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
guess it's a little bit of a spoiler for One Piece, but I was like, ever since the talk we had with One Piece with Shiren, I got like recommendations about it on TikTok.
Your phone's
And there's like
ringing.
this one group that was like, they were like talking about the other chapters about it, and they start with one of the fights between Luffy and Kizaru, like one of the latest fights, and he's like, oh, Luffy packed this motherfucker. He's like, he packed him and sent him home. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, did you not see the chapter? And basically what happened is that Luffy wasn't able to get a punch to Kizaru until like the very last second. And from that, Kizaru was like, oh, I can't get back up anymore. I
The
can't
Saturn
recover.
the Saturn guy.
No. Kizaru is the admiral. And he's like, oh, I can't get back up anymore. He reports it. He's like, I'm down. Like there's nothing. I'm down for the count for one punch. And everybody's like, no. He's gonna come back. And he's like, bro, he said it in the chapter. He's like, I'm done. That's it. No more.
I gotta go.
Basically, he's like, this guy felt one punch from Luffy and he's down. But yeah, that was like a funny little take.
How does it make you feel?
I find it funny to take.
That's crazy.
No. But Marcos, real question: how does it make you feel?
I mean, Luffy.
It don't matter what you feel.
No,
Why
that's wild.
Nah, but I think also lately they've been talking about what happened during the events of God Valley. If for some context, God Valley is a place in One Piece that they have eliminated from the map. And nobody talks about what happens, but what we know is that that's where Roger and Garp teamed together and defeated the Rock's pirates. And you know, Rox's pirates is a stacked group with Whitebeard, Kaido, Big Mama, who else is there? Shika, whatever his name was. And then we also learned that the grandma from Amazon Lily, she was part of the Rock's pirates as well. Who else? Yeah, you remember the old lady from
the one that
from
was
Amazon Lily?
getting slapped
Yeah,
around
she looked
by
a lot
Boa.
different back in the day.
Was getting slapped around by Boa. Miss Boa.
Yeah, funny enough, I think her old outfit was more closer to what Boa looked like, except with white hair and the blue snake she has.
So she always had white hair, you mean?
Yeah, but she was a lot different than she looks now.
Taller?
A lot taller. I don't know how they like shrink there for her current view, but in her new one, she like it's like Big Mama. Like, you know how Big Mama right now, she looks like she's a widely stacked monster. And then when she was younger, she was a lot different. It's like that.
Can you describe how Big Mama?
No, you can describe her, Marcos.
I haven't seen it. That's what I'm asking.
She looked a lot different. That's what I'm gonna say. And we learned. So it turns out that in God Valley, they were hosting like some kind of celestial dragon event, and they had 6 treasure chests in there as a reward. And we know what 2 of the chests had, and possibly the rest of them, but we don't know specifically. So for the 2 they opened, they had Kaido's fruit, and then they also had Kuma's fruit. If you don't know, Kuma's the one that like saves Luffy and the gang. He's the one that can like, he has, I think it's called the Pawpaw fruit, where he taps you and boom, disappears.
Kaido.
Or he can take out damage from people and transfer it to another person.
What about Kaido? What was his fruit?
The thing that turns into a dragon. It turns out, and also we learned, I don't know, remember Ivan?
Which Ivan?
The one that can like turn into a girl and she had like a...
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that one. He was there too, with Kuma and like another girl.
The one in
So
prison,
like
right?
a lot
In
more
Impel
people
Down?
were in God Valley than they said.
In Impel Down, that's Ivan?
Yeah, that's Ivan. The one with the big head. The one that was with Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out he was a slave as well for the Celestial Dragons.
Damn.
And that in the events of God Valley, that's where Kuma got his fruit. And that's when Big Mama stole it from Ivan. So Ivan could have potentially had that fruit, but he was not quick enough to eat it. Kuma was.
Oh.
So
I like fruit too.
That's like some more backstory of what happened, because they didn't show they show like the beginning portions of the fight between Rox and Rogers with Garp's fight, but that's it. They only showed all of the people that were there, and that's it. So they didn't they added more information, because we didn't know Ivan was there, and we didn't know the Celestial Dragons were there too. Because even this new guy, Galay or whatever his name is, Galan, he was there too. So like a lot more people were involved in this event than we thought. Is what we learned.
Okay.
Is this still all on manga or is that anime?
Yeah, it's all manga.
Okay.
That's not gonna.
Yeah, anime. They're all partying right now.
Okay.
So Asia, what do you think? Are you up to date with some anime content, or what's word in the wind in your streets?
Not in One Piece. No, not up to date. I kind of stopped watching it some time ago.
It's too long.
Yeah, you know what? And the thing is that I got my interest shifted to other stuff that were shorter, and then I was like, yes, Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean,
JJK.
Are you up to date with it?
Yeah, I'm up to date with that. Shangri-La Frontier. I just started watching that. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, okay.
Are you introducing the whole family to the latest season?
What family?
Of anime?
What family?
It's only me that watches all this stuff, man.
Imagine you sit down with
He's
the
like,
missus.
the kid's too young and the wife don't like it.
The missus
Well,
is check
I
it
actually-
out. Shangri-La Frontier.
I already told my daughter how to run like Naruto, dude.
That's hilarious.
So she runs for hands, going back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Runs. So my wife almost not killed me, but she laughed and she was
got the
mad at the same
shuriken
time. And she was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you did this." I was like, "What? She looks so cute."
Why is
But-
it like the headband and everything?
No. I haven't got to that point because it doesn't make sense to buy anything for my daughter. She's growing too fast.
Next thing you know, she's doing ninja jumps
week,
everywhere against the
in 2
wall.
weeks, nothing fits. I need to buy new stuff.
Next thing you know, she's jumping on top of the fridge. She's like, just
No, I'm not gonna teach her any of that. No. Just running like that. It's fun. But yeah, when she grows up, I'm gonna take her to the like Comic-Con and follow Crunchyroll and yeah, exactly, good stuff, man. But after that, I have, like I said, One Piece. I know they had a big deal in Comic-Con this time. They had a big stage, like Luffy and Fifth
I
Gear.
thought that was because of the. I thought that was because of the live action. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Probably because they did have a group of people. They kind of resemble One Piece, like the life, but not from Netflix show. Maybe they were just another people just doing cosplay, but they were really good. I mean, they were really close.
You know what? Now thinking about it, I think our friend Asia had some stuff at Comic-Con for Crunchyroll.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I have like a high school friend of mine that works for Crunchyroll, and I think she like hosted some events.
Breathe, Isha, breathe.
Yeah, she's like, I think she's an assistant producer. So,
what question?
Which I think was her dream to do, oddly enough.
What question do you have? Would you have for her?
Me?
I need the free subscription.
Free subscription now, man. For me, will be shoot.
No, not that. No violence.
Bye. Boom.
I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. The funny thing is that I can think of a question that I can ask the Pope and not, also, Mr. J's friend. It's funny.
We'll wait for the Pope. Why?
Why?
No, I'll ask, do you know any good places to have some choripan? That will be my question. Because he's from Argentina, so he's familiar with choripan. It's like saying to let's say that the Pope was Mexican, be like, do you know anywhere that you can have a really good taco? Will be similar,
Good tamales around here?
Yeah, exactly. Where can I find a good choripan? That's my question that I'll ask the Pope.
He immediately gives you one here, mijo. From his robe, not from his pocket.
The robe, the Pope's holy taco.
Here, mijo.
That'd be awesome. No, but I have no questions about I mean, Crunchyroll. I just enjoy watching it, but
yeah,
that's I don't know what.
You know what I asked? I asked why the VTuber.
There's a VTuber.
Yeah, they're like character they have. Like, I forgot what her name is.
Yeah, the girl. Right?
They made her into a VTuber.
Really?
Who's the voice?
I don't know.
A character.
She has a cat, right?
Person.
She has a cat. Interesting.
But shifting from Crunchyroll, have you guys started watching the season 2 of
Eminence of the Shadow? Yes, I did.
Not yet.
I'm 3 episodes deep.
I did, and I'm like, bruh, Shadow just comes in and just does what he does best and overpower everyone.
Wait,
as he should. Yes.
Wait, tell me more. Which one is called?
It's called Eminence of the Shadow. It's not on Crunchyroll though.
Screen share here.
It's no, you Marcos. I'm explaining.
Go ahead.
It's this. I don't know how do you explain it. It's like this kid that it's an isekai, right?
Reincarnation. Yeah.
He gets reincarnated and then somehow creates a underground group of just women. I think are the top leaders, and it's like another like overpowered character where he just comes in and like his famous phrase is and then he does whatever he does. So like in the anime, it's kind of 2 different storylines where one is his group that he makes called Shadow Garden. And then it's the other line, which is him, where he pretends to be some like random NPC. So like a background character.
He thinks it's
in reality, he's the strongest character in the show.
Oh, Eminence in Shadow.
Yeah, it's on High Dive or on your local Kiss Anime replacement.
I have to look for it.
No, yeah, you can't use Bard Marcos. You have to look it up in Google.
Why?
Yeah, it won't show you images.
Oh, it's okay.
No, I got it. I just as long as I have the name, I'll do my own.
Eminence in Shadow.
But yeah, it's I think it's pretty good.
Sounds pretty good. I love when the character. I love when the main character is not like a little wussy and is afraid to do anything. Man, no.
That's the thing. He wants to do that.
He wants both.
Well,
He wants both.
What do you mean both? Wants to be.
Well, like he tries to like be like the background character, so he acts like a wuss. But in reality, the guy just like changes clothes, and then he's like, no, I'm the strongest now.
I am him.
Like this guy took down two of like the top. He took down a really high-powered assassin and a high-powered knight at the same time. Remember, it's like the last episode of season 1 where he takes on that redhead girl with the mithril sword that's like ultra powerful.
Oh, the sister, yeah.
And then the assassin that's also supposed to be ultra powerful, and it's just him with a slime suit and the slime sword.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
He has a slime. He like manages to like control a slime, and it makes him like an ultra powerful suit and makes him weapons.
Wow.
And the website that is called High Dive, it published them simultaneously, dub and sub. And according to the release schedule on the EST time, Eastern Time Zone, is Wednesdays at 2:30 p.m. EST. As of the recent season.
Why 2:30?
I don't know, because I tried to watch the most recent. They already have everything scheduled out, and so come back on Wednesday.
I think that might be to get the dub ready.
And the dubbing is pretty good.
Do in the morning.
The dubbing is pretty good. I like the dubbing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Give them the sample of the Japanese one and the English one, I think. Let's see.
Do you have the English one here?
I
got it.
Careful with the volume.
It's the one I use to come in, where I'm like,
I am atomic.
And he just obliterates. It was basically a nuke in the city, right?
Basically, yeah.
It's One Punch Man.
Like no, it's like I need to show my head or something. Serious Punch.
Serious Punch series.
Oh yeah, did we ever talk about like the rest of Misfits of the Demon Academy?
No.
Ooh, yes, I like that. I like that one.
Talk to me.
They finally finished season 2.
They did. I'm just starting watching season 2.
We're
with a lot of
just
drama.
started.
Huh?
There was a lot of drama.
Well, like, because remember, when they did the hiatus of season 2, they ended it where one of their friends turns out to be like the person that orchestrated all of this Avos Dilly Hate or whatever his name was, just so that he can kill him and like transfer their powers to them who are the gods or something. And they even go into like, how did Anos' sword come to be?
It's like the holy sword, right?
No. His sword is different. Remember, his sword cuts through like law and logic. So like he like the whole like, remember in the first season where like the guy dodged his slash and he's like, do you really think dodging my slash is good enough? And he still get cuts in half.
Oh, it was that sword.
Yeah, that sword. So it turns out that sword was or is it okay if I say spoilers?
Yes,
spoilers.
In my case, it's fine.
It turns out that sword was a god of destruction that he managed to kill and then reform into the sword. So the powers that this person had were the same as what the sword has now, where like the person could just defy logic whenever they wanted, basically destroying it and remaking it, which is what he does.
So OP, the sword OP. Damn.
And then they like went into more of like the Spirit Queen or whatever. It was okay. I think season 1 was better.
How about the intro? How was the intro for you?
I don't remember.
Damn, it was that bad. It was that mid.
Well, no, I just did the typical thing because Crunchyroll now has a skip opening button. I use that.
Yeah, you skipped the intro.
Yeah, and they also have skip credits. Great. It's amazing.
They do. Yeah.
Skip recap. I'm like, why? Netflix, take notes.
Netflix started this. What do you mean?
They only did skip intro, but Crunchyroll has basically perfected it.
Is this on the TV?
As long as it pops up.
Yeah, there you go.
For me.
There you go.
And my phone,
Then there's Mushoku Tensei.
which I still have to start.
Have you seen Mushoku, Isa?
Which one is that one? I'm sorry.
In what is it? Jobless
Jobless
Reincarnation.
reincarnation.
Yes. Yes. Sounds pretty good.
Well, what do you think? Like, are you gonna continue watching it?
Of course. Of course. I mean, the only thing I don't like is that, like I said, I mean, I like everything. They said that they make them like, you know, when it comes to a girl, it's just like, oh my god, touching, you know. It's just that they drag it for too long. It's like, come on, man. It's just, you know, touching a girl, you know, giving their hand, or like they have feelings for each other, and then they just make it too long, you know. That's the only thing my only complaint that I have. After that, I love that series. I love it. You know.
You sit with the missus and say, see, this is what happens in anime. Like,
Wait, what anime?
Mushoku.
Mushoku.
Oh,
you know?
I didn't know that. I didn't watch it.
No,
But
you
what
haven't?
about?
Mm-hmm.
No, I still have to watch it. But what about Returner's Magic should be special?
Sauce.
Crunchyroll.
Okay.
Yes,
It's,
I'm gonna watch the
it's-
latest episode.
It's basically where like a hero party just defeated like I think like the dragon that was like the world-ending dragon.
That was a cool
And-
episode. Yeah.
What's funny is that after they killed the dragon, they realized that all of the energy the dragon had to be dispelled, you know, somewhere. So it basically made a bomb that killed all of them. But they get, or at least like the main character gets time traveled to back in the day when he started, I think, high school or something.
Mm-hmm. Like 10 years before all started.
So it's like it's he goes back in time, and but it's still him. So he still has he has all of his abilities, all of his knowledge, all of his skills. It's just him in a younger body. So, and now he's trying to change the events of what happened later on, so that he can protect the people that he lost. Which is basically it.
Live, die, repeat.
Yeah. And what's funny is that they had like an interest exam where they all like were racing off to a certain, it's like race basically. And he faced like one of his allies who were like some kind of like holy knight or something. And he was able to easily defeat her. Well, I say defeat her, but he won first place.
Marquitos, have you ever seen, I'm sorry to change the but just kind of relating it. Have you seen the movie from Tom Cruise, Edge of Tomorrow?
That's why I said live, die, repeat.
Okay, yes, exactly. But remember at the end of the movie, like he dies and kills that huge thing and goes back before everything goes. It's the same thing. Like, so he dies and kind of like goes back in time.
There's a manga for it. The original is a manga.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a Japanese one.
Or what about Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, so but this series is just really good. I mean, Return of Magic should be special. I mean, wow, it's just pretty. Like the opening, I was like, wow, and after everything started, I was like, okay, you know, because he's not like weak, he's strong, but
it's
like a class clash where like people are like, if you're not noble, then there's no point in trying to raise you up.
Yeah,
because
he's common. You know, he's a peasant.
Did you say that there's no point in raising you up or what?
Yeah, it's like he's not worth, you know, teaching him, or he's nobody basically.
Like internal magic inside, or if he's like a noble, like a good person kind of style.
No, noble meaning like he's from nobility.
Royalty.
Bloodline. Okay.
Royalty, exactly. Thank you.
And then the next one, I think Al also pointed out, was Kingdoms of the Ruin, the anime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad. The first episode,
I felt bad.
They make you establish the relationship between him and Chloe. Like, you know, it's her witch and her apprentice. They're all happy dandy. Then they get caught, and they just annihilate her in front of the guy. Like they strip her down naked and just like desecrated her body. Not sexually, but like
shoot her up. Yeah,
they shot her down to like whatever was left with her.
Yeah, there was
Like it's
nothing
crazy.
left. Yeah, very gory.
And to me, the next step, because what happened is that they teleported him and Chloe, and she was about to use her ice magic to defend themselves, but then they used a weapon that can cancel out her magic. So basically, in the world, there's witches and humans, and I guess like witches are like blessed by God or something, or like they're like God's gift or something like that. But the humans figure out a way to block that or disable it. Hence why Chloe just, couldn't do anything else.
Is she good with the fisticuffs though?
No, she got taken down. And like I said, her body was gone after what they did. But then the irony comes 10 years later when it was found out that the same weapon they used to defend themselves against the witches causes a terrible illness that will for sure kill them. There is no cure for it. And so everyone that was there, at least like on stage, got hit with the disease.
Even the boy?
No, not the boy. The boy is the only one who didn't get hit. But like the king, the emperor that authorized this was there and took her down. This is his issue now, is that he's veteran. He can't do anything. He's like, he still makes speeches, but like the guy has only like a year or two left.
Oh.
And there's like no coming back from that.
Is it contagious?
Yes.
There you go.
At least if you use the weapon.
Oh.
It's like every use of the weapon, you're like, even now, they used the weapon 10 years later and everyone that was in that area died because of the illness.
Even animals or just humans?
No, it was just humans in that area because they hit it down in a bunker.
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to get going myself.
Of course,
Okay.
yeah.
So I guess
Just because tomorrow someone is gonna wake up really early.
Okay.
Myself, I have,
Okay, no worries.
You
No
guys,
problem.
Yeah.
you
Take
guys
care.
can stay.
Yes. Thank
It's
you.
always nice, talking to you guys and
Definitely,
be
bro.
invited in the show.
And remember,
Oh, yeah.
stay frosty, wash your hands.
Comb your hair.
I will, and I just put that the one that you guys talking about, the what is it, the Kingdoms of
Kingdom of
Ruin?
Ruin.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that for my to watch it. Did it just started or it finished? Like
It just started.
Just started for the season. Yep.
All right, cool. So
Just
I'll have
keep in
another
mind
one.
though, it's very mature. There's a lot of people that
Don't watch it on the big screen at home.
No,
Yeah,
I always watch it on my phone. Don't worry.
Cool.
Thanks for the heads up. All right,
Take
guys. You have a good evening. The audience have a good evening. It was a pleasure. So you have a good night.
Have a good
All right,
time.
Same, bro.
See you later.
Have a good night.
Later, guys. All right, bye.
Bye.
If
Oh, yeah. I legit thought they were gonna
you.
in front of no, I legit thought they were gonna like mess like SAR right there. And then they
Right.
just obliterated her.
Yeah.
With,
With the guns.
Just
But yeah.
speechless.
yeah, I was like, wow, they right episode 1.
Right
They
in front
like
of her.
at the
they
screen
watch
and
you
you
up and then boom.
You look left.
Right
you
in
look
front.
right.
Right in front of the little homie right there.
And he was like pinned down and everything.
Is this his
Yeah.
revenge story, though?
Kind of.
Basically.
What about you, Alan? Any other new season episodes besides like, what else? Like, what else are you watching? The dating story, our dating story.
Yeah, just the I guess the shows I mentioned last recording. Those are basically the ones I'm going through right now. There's nothing really of note, I guess, that I would probably be. I mean, unless you want to count the new, I guess, sort of Initial D live action made by the actor from the Fast and the Furious movie.
With the Wong or whatever his name is.
Han, yeah, Han.
Han. There you go.
Yeah. So I mean that's I guess the only piece of anime news that besides the ending of what's it called, of Attack on Titan. That's one thing. I think there's been talk in the anime community about the mistreatment of that Madhouse, the company.
What happened with Madhouse? What do you do now?
I believe that I think there's been mistreatment of the actual directors and animators and all the people that work behind the scenes to make the anime, actual anime. So there's people not only on Twitter, but like statements from people that actually work there that it's pretty poop, and it's not a fun time. So that's another issue there. Let's see. As far as I guess just the constant juggling you have to kind of do to get some there. I remember on High Dive you can watch Eminence and Shadow, but there's another one, there's another anime on the High Dive that you can watch that you can't see, or you can't watch on Crunchyroll. I believe it's I want to say it's like a vampire one, I think, and she has a maid or something of that nature. I don't remember the name of it, but I think it's getting quite popular. It might have some sort of comedy mixed in, and I just don't remember the name. But it's for this season that just it started. Let's see. Besides those two on High Dive, on Crunchyroll, I think it's
not Eminence in the Shadow, right?
No. It's another one.
They did talk about vampire.
No, I know this season. There's quite a bit of vampires going on. But I don't remember the actual name of it. If I remember, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, you can watch it on High Dive. It's from this current season. And I think it's like a princess or something of that nature that she doesn't want to get out of bed.
Oh yeah,
she wants to be
the army or something like that.
Yeah, she wants to be like a recluse. Right. So Berserk of Gluttony is another one. Frieren is the other one I was mentioning. Obviously, Spy Family, Dr. Stone, Our Dating Story, Goblin Slayer. Goblin.
Goblin Slayer.
The Rising of the Shield Hero. Girlfriend for you sophisticated people. And I guess that's about it. Oh yeah, the 100 Girlfriends is another one. I mean, there might be other ones that you could probably watch, but I think for this season, those are the ones that I'm probably gonna go through. Unless you want to rewatch something, I mean, you could definitely do that.
I mean, you already know I watched Konosuba again. I think I said it already.
Right.
It's a classic. It still holds up, dear listeners.
But yeah, with that note, Marcos,
with Konosuba in mind, let's do like Mega Man and just blast.
Mega Man,
yes.
Yes, Mega Man. Yes.
Mega Man. Okay. Thank you, dear listeners. Remember, follow us on all the social medias that are linked below, and any other shenanigans, stuff that we want to share. I've been posting some stuff, and we're still working on different things to hopefully promote the podcast in via different ways. So stay tuned, and keep your ear out for more postings of the podcast. As always, my name is Marcos, and with me I have Alan.
Hello.
And Jose.
Yes, that's me.
Remember, dear listeners, to always
stay frosty.
Dang, wash your hands.
Comb your hair.
Brush your teeth.
Floss your teeth.